So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do a quick video training on how to use scripting to build an amazing life. If you're interested in learning how to script and what is scripting, please keep watching. So hey guys, thanks for joining me on today's video training. So today we are talking about scripting. And if you don't know what scripting is, I'm obviously going to tell you. And if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. On Elevated, we do interviews with people making an impact, business owners, and just influential people that are making an impact in their communities and in this world. And if you're interested in trainings and interviews like that, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and check out the other videos we have on that channel. So now we're going to get straight into the training because I wanted to make this a really quick training to elevate your life and trying to figure out how to build an amazing life and how you can do that with scripting. And a lot of people don't even know what scripting is. And so I wanted to do a quick video training on what is scripting. So I'm just going to share my screen with you all. Okay, so let's bring up the slides. Here we go, there it is. So here it is, how to use scripting to build an amazing life. So what is scripting? Okay, if you do not know what scripting is an amazing tool for the law of attraction and to build an amazing life for yourself. A lot of times people don't really realize what they really want out of life, and scripting is a great tool to help you explore that and help you decide where you want to take your life. And since I've implemented it in my life, I've seen drastic changes. And for me personally, I used to do visualization a lot, and I actually utilize that tool of visualization to manifest certain things in my life, especially with my businesses. And it has seemingly become a little tough for me over the years, not over the years, but the last few months, because I've been going through some shifts in my life. And sometimes when our life is a certain way, it's hard for us to focus sometimes. And scripting is a great way to keep that focus and to actually implement visualization in your life. And so what is scripting? So scripting is a law of attraction technique where you write a story about your life based on where you want to be. Okay, so that sounds fun, right? At least I think so. I mean, you're pretty much writing how you want your life to be and how you want it to look and how you want it to feel. And that's exciting because who doesn't want to write that story? I know I do. I hope you're with me. I hope you're with me. But yes, it's really, really fun. And I found it just a joy to do in the mornings. So why you should start scripting. Okay, so if you're feeling some unsatisfaction in your life, or you're wanting to manifest certain things in your life at this point, or you want to make some changes, or you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling lost, you should start scripting. Because especially if you feel lost or stuck, scripting is a great way to find out what you really want out of life. And that's one thing that I always suggest to clients and others, is that if you are feeling lost, if you're feeling like you have no sense of direction, you don't know what kind of business you want to start, where you see your life in 5 years, scripting is a great way, a great tool to leverage to actually figure out what is it that you want. Because once you start writing, and I personally have seen this with me, is once you start writing, then you're like, oh, well, this seems great and I would like this. And it just, your imagination just runs wild. And that is a beautiful thing. When your imagination can run wild, that's a beautiful thing and it's an amazing thing. And so that's a big reason why you should start scripting. And I suggest this to everyone, especially like new entrepreneurs, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, because I have people come to me all the time saying, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur. I just don't know what avenue I want to take for my business or what kind of business I want to start. So scripting is a great way to see, okay, this is what I want my life to look like. And so how does a business fit around that? So that's why you should utilize scripting in your life, and you should start right now. And you can't tell, scripting is something that excites me. It's really exciting, especially when you can implement it in your life. And I suggest it to everyone if you have the opportunity, and we all do, to implement scripting in your life. So who am I? I am her and she is me, and I say this all the time in my videos and I always mess it up. My name is Amber Turner, if you do not know who I am, and I am your life coach and clarity strategist. So I help people get clear and gain clarity in their life and business. So if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling stuck, I help others gain that clarity and get direction in their business and life. And so a little bit about, a little background about me is I am very passionate about storytelling. I am an author as well. And so I have several books. I've just started my first book in my children's book series, which is Adelina Courageous. And I love that name, Adelina. I always wanted to utilize that name in some way. And so when I started my children's book series, I was like, okay, Adelina is the name that we're going to go with. Anyways, off on a tangent. And Adelina Courageous is the book series that I started, and it's about overcoming fear. And I think that it's very important for our children to know that message that we need to overcome fear in our lives and why it's there in the first place. And so I started that book series, and I've written several books on relationships as well as business. I've helped several brands and businesses market their businesses and do storytelling and branding. I've also created my own brands as well. So that's something that I'm very passionate about, especially in the early stages. I love to tell stories, and that's why I love to help people gain clarity and get direction, because that's all about storytelling. And that's something that I'm very passionate about. So I'm also known as the sassy entrepreneur because I like to do things with a little bit of sass. I mean, to each his own, whatever that means, but I know what it means to me. And that means living boldly. Okay. So living boldly, overcoming fear, and living fearlessly. I'm all about living fearlessly, because at the end of the day, we got one shot at this thing we call life. So let's make the best out of it, or let's make the best out of it. And that's one thing you'll probably find out about me too. I stumble over my words. I'm not the most articulate person, but hey, I own it. I own it. But I still don't let that stop me, because I think that everyone has a story to tell, and there's so much power in our stories. And even though I feel like sometimes I do stumble over my words, I'm not going to let that stop me. So that is who I am. So, number one, look at challenges as opportunities. Rewrite it. So in your life, obviously, we're all going to encounter challenges, okay? We're not immune to challenges or obstacles or hard things or difficulties in our life. No one's immune to that. And how can you leverage those failures? How can you leverage those challenges into scripting? So if you're encountering some challenges in your life, how can you rewrite that? Okay, So rewrite what is going on in your life in a scripting. So scripting is pretty much like you're writing a story. So how can you incorporate those challenges and rewrite those challenges into victories? Okay, that is the magic. And how can you feel it and be victorious in it? So these challenges and obstacles, failures that we all encounter, how can we use those in our scripting? And how can we rewrite that? The more challenges you overcome, the more amazing your life will be. And so in experiencing those challenges, you know, like how can you turn those into victories? And how can you rewrite that and be victorious? Same thing. Be creative. Okay, so this is the most exciting part about scripting. You know, it has no rules, okay? Scripting has no rules. So you can be as creative as you want to be. Isn't that amazing? I don't know about you, but I get excited about those kind of things. Like when you can just imagine without any limits, like the sky isn't the limit for you. It isn't the limit. So be creative. Can you imagine how your life would be, how it would feel, how it would impact the world perhaps or others? So use scripting and be creative as possible. Because if you can imagine it, guess what? It's possible. And I believe that for you. It's possible. Who knows? Who knows where this will take you? And so scripting is a law of attraction technique. And it's similar to visualization, except for you're writing it down and you're writing this story as you want it to be. So who knows for you? You do. You can write the story. So number 3, get in the flow, okay? So get in the flow. One of the things that you'll find once you start implementing scripting in your life is that you will get in the flow. Trust me. Like once you start, and I personally like to do scripting in the mornings, and you just go. And you go, because when you're in spirit, when you're feeling it, when you're in that flow, you just start writing your life. And I'm telling you, that's where the magic happens. And honestly, scripting gets you in flow. It really does. What has been described as flow to me is when you're in spirit, and I can attest to that because that's what it feels like to me. And so when you're in that realm, or you're in imagination, and you're in that mindset of creating the life that you want, you get in flow and you get in spirit. And then guess what? Especially if you do it in the morning, everything else will just fall right into place. Because if you start your day off with it too, it's just like, it's amazing. You'll see how you'll be inspired to do things throughout your day to create that life that you wrote for yourself. So number 3 is to get in the flow. So everyone thinks you don't have enough time in the day. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you can see that whole slide because of the video in the corner. I'm up in the corner. But you do. You have to make the time. And I always recommend doing it in the morning. It's a great way to start your day. But I think Dr. Joe Dispenza said this. If you knew that you could create the life that you want, the life that you desire, would you waste not doing that? Or would you waste time? Or I so bad with regurgitating quotes. If you know me in real life, you'll know that about me. But if you knew that you had the power, you have control of your life, and you have the capability to create the life that you want, that create your dream life, why wouldn't you make the time for it? Okay, so do you hear what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you make the time for it? You make time for everything else. You make time for the BS. You make time for the drama. I mean, we have time for all those other things that do not serve us. Why wouldn't we make the time for the very thing that we want? And it's life, the life that we want. So we really have to be dedicated and actually make the time for it, because it's so important, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve the life that you want. You deserve the dream life that you want for yourself, the visions that you have for you and your family. You deserve it, and you're worthy of it. So make the time for it. So I wanted to offer some tips as well. If you're having trouble finding the time to do scripting or any kind of visualization or law of attraction techniques, your imagination, your belief is so powerful in your life. You have to believe it and have faith. And if you're having trouble with making the time for those kind of things, I wanted to offer some tips that will help you with scripting and how to implement scripting into your life. So, choose your medium. Notebooks seem to work best. I personally have a particular notebook that I do my scripting in. It's called a passion planner, which, hey, it fits, right? But yeah, find a medium. I mean, some people do their scripting on their laptops or on a computer. There's several mediums in which you can do that. I personally like to write it down, because there's something about being able to get easily into flow when you're writing versus typing. Because I don't know, I think that is perhaps that you type so fast and that it doesn't sink in as much, if that makes sense. When you're actually having to use, and you know what, my handwriting is so bad because we type now. So when I script, it's like chicken scratch. I'm like, I haven't done this since like 12th grade. Anyways, but when you are writing and doing the act of writing, it slows you down a bit. And so when it slows you down a bit, you can get more into flow, I feel, and actually feel it, because that's ultra important when it comes to law of attraction and actually scripting and visualization and all of those things that really help you manifest the life that you want, is actually feeling it, having the emotions, and how does that feel to you? So I always say the actual act of writing is great. So choose a time to script each day. Mornings are great times. I personally do it in the mornings because it sets the day, it sets the pace for the rest of the day. I think I was trying to come up with that. There's a saying or something, but I can't think of it. But it sets you up for the day, and I think that's powerful. It helps you actually take the steps in creating that life that you wrote out for yourself. You know, so mornings are great times, but as long as you get it in, hey, you did it. So that's the biggest thing. Avoid missing more than one day at a time. I mean, this is something that I think once you do it, you're going to want to do it. You're going to want to do it every day. You're going to be addicted to it. Like, if I can write a dream life and get into that space of imagination, you're going to want to do it. But even if you don't do it every day, at least do it a few times a week is really great too. So keeping your stories fairly short will encourage you to write regularly. And that's a great tip. But don't put any limits on it. Let it just flow. But if you are someone that needs that, and you're very short on time, then keep it short so you can continue with that habit. And keep your scripting private and secure. That's very important. And listen, I told you I keep mine in my passion planner, and Lord, I lost that thing one time, and I was like, I actually left it at someone's house, and I was like, please don't look at it. Even though I was like, should I say that? Because that's going to make them want to look at it more. But that's something that you want to keep private for yourself. So keep it secure and keep it on you. So especially throughout the day, especially if you're not if you are feeling down, it's a great way for you to get a pickup. I do that sometimes if I'm feeling not the best, or I'm encountering a situation that is, let's just say, putting me in a lower vibration. It's a great way to raise your vibration quickly. And so once you read it and you read one of your other stories, or your last entry or whatever, it's a great way to kind of give you a pick-me-up. So keep it private, keep it on you, keep it secure. And one thing you want to do outside of just like being able to lose it and having it there for you to raise your vibration, you want to keep it private because you don't want anyone else's energy on it or in it or around it or anything like that. It's always should be your energy out into the universe. So that would be my suggestion, is to keep it private and secure. So that is me again. And that was my first book that I ever wrote. It says, "Who says I can't have it my way?" And who says that? I'm a firm believer I'm a firm believer for that for you too. Wow, that was really tough to say. But I believe that for you too. You can create the life that you want. Anything is possible for you. I look at people that had dire situations happen to them in their childhood and have flourished. Anything is possible. You have to believe that for yourself. You have to have the faith. And so in that book, I talked about the conditioning and programming that I had to overcome to see leaps, to have big leaps in my life. And it was a lot of fear. And I like to talk about fear a lot because I think that that's the one thing that hinders a lot of people from acting and moving in their passion. And that's what I'm passionate about. I want to see people act and move in their passion because I think it's important. And I say this a lot in all my videos and my trainings, is that if everyone acted and lived in their passion, this whole planet would look different. The consciousness of this planet would be elevated. Everyone would be more happy. A lot of things that occur in life, especially like road rage and things like that, is because something is going on in their life where they're not happy. And so we, as a collective, were vibrating higher, let's just say that, the world will look so different. And I think it's important and for everyone to live in their passion and to live the life that they want and dream of. And so that's what I wrote about in that book and in a lot of my other books. And I want to see that for you. I want to see you flourish. I want you to overcome that fear that's stopping you from living the life that you want, going after your dream job, creating that business for yourself, manifesting that soulmate in your life. I want to see that for you. It's possible. And so if you're interested in more things like that, mentorship or accountability, I invite you to check out my website, AmberMarieTurner.com. Also, I also have a free training that's on 4 steps to gaining clarity and discovering who you are. I think that's extremely important when it comes to life. And I will link that free training for you below. Also, you can check out my books on Amazon. I will also link those below as well. We also have a community on Patreon. And if you're interested in joining the community, I invite you to join that and check it out. And I also will leave the link for that below as well. Now, if you would like to learn more about me and the resources that I have to offer, definitely check out my website, ambermarieturner.com. And that's all I have for this training. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found value in it. If you are new to my channel, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will check you in the next video. Peace.